Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. Well, you know what? There's a lot of stuff going on this weekend, and if you want to be in nerd heaven, you can check out the Canadian Videogame Awards.
Yeah, it's funny. We were talking to one of our next guests, Victor, not very long ago. Of course, he's on the show all the time, and he said, "This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get this together." Lo and behold, sure enough, here we are on the verge of the Canadian Videogame Awards. Victor Lucas joining us, host of the Electric Playground and Future Shop's biggest gamer. Really, he's the director of corporate communications, but he is their biggest gamer, Christopher Bennett. Hey, guys, how are you?
Very good.
So, Victor, this whole thing came together. Now, there's a huge event called Fan Expo happening this weekend, and you managed to make both things come together.
Well, this is the third year of the CVAs, which is blowing my mind, because obviously this is a big endeavor every single year. But this year, the Vancouver Fan Expo is happening. It's the first time that we've ever had a con in Vancouver of this scale, and they're bringing in all kinds of cool guests.
And for those who are not in the lingo of what a con is, explain what is happening.
A convention. There's going to be a lot of sort of geek-friendly guests and, you know, comic book people and movie people and TV show people coming to this big convention.
High-level nerd stuff.
Christopher, obviously, Future Shop would be excited to be part of this, but you personally, I mean, you are a serious gamer, so to be part of this whole process and see it unfold and get to talk about the games has got to be pretty much dream gig.
Yeah, we hit, you know, we've worked with Victor and Greedy and his show for a while, and we're really big fans of, you know, everything that they talk about on the entire industry. I mean, all you need to do is spend 5 minutes in a Future Shop, and you know you're kind of in that Canada's wonderland of gaming.
Yeah, I know.
And so
if my wife loses me in there, she'll be doing something, and I'll just be wandering.
Does she lose you, or do you get lost?
No, I get lost.
That's what I think happens.
You can always find me near the setups.
As a big gamer, Christopher, what is this about you playing an avatar as a woman, and the avatar that you play as looks like me?
So I have to tell you this. So this is very funny for all you fans out there. If you have heard of this game, Mass Effect, right?
Yes,
Luke,
of
Victor,
course,
I was at his place the other day, and he was down in his man cave. He's wearing a Mass Effect sweatshirt.
Yes, I was. Yeah,
he was. I didn't know that.
Your
I thought
avatar?
it was.
Wait, this is who you play as?
I changed it because you usually can be a guy, but I chose to be a girl. And my wife comes in there and she's like, "Why are you playing Commander Shepard as Fiona Ford?" And I said, "Well, just because I thought that would be fun."
My, what big guns I have.
Yes, you do.
Weapons.
You do. Yes, weapons.
You have
Weapons.
A lot of people play as Femme Shep, they call her, female shepherd, and the woman that does the voice of Femme Shep is one of the presenters at the CVAs this weekend.
So it all comes full circle. Okay, tell us a little bit more about the Canadian Video Game Awards themselves. What's going to be happening? Can anybody go?
Anybody. Well, we have 300 seats available to the public, so it's not very large, but that's sort of more of a factor of us putting the Fan Expo Vancouver and the CVAs together very quickly. But it is open to the public, and there's going to be a lot of VIPs there from different sectors of the industry, different game companies and stuff.
Nice.
But what's different this year is we have David Hayter as our host. I've hosted the last couple of years, but this year we're going with a very famous video game voice actor. He does the voice of Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid.
As you know.
As I know.
Yes, Fiona, you've completed all the games several times.
I've completed them.
Yes.
I have no time for them anymore.
But the other cool thing about David is that he's also the screenwriter behind X-Men and Watchmen.
Oh, interesting.
And he's got a multi-faceted career. So he's kind of a geek legend, and he's really fired up. He's been writing all kinds of stuff, shooting little video bits. We've got a lot of other cameos from cool Canadian actors that are going to be a part of this.
Cool presenters and stuff?
Presenters, yeah. And Billy Campbell and Eric Layden from The Killing are both going to be presenting awards.
Huge. That's cool. Okay, let's talk about some of the games and some of the award categories. First one we're going to talk about is Squibble.
Squibble is a cool little video game on the go nominee. It's, you know, he's got a cute, stretchy arm type thing, and he's got to solve all these puzzles by cruising around inside of the world. And this category is getting more and more intense every single year. There's so much incredible development happening for mobile games.
It's amazing.
In our country. Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah. Christopher, it's got to be fascinating for you guys to watch this at Future Shop because, of course, you know, you're selling the gadgets that people are using for this. Because more and more people, I know I bought my iPad for me. My kids use this thing like you wouldn't believe, and it's all gaming.
It did, and you know, Victor's always talked about the industry, but I think what people don't realize is that industry has evolved to such an extent that we have new categories and spaces within the industry. We have sections of Future Shop that didn't exist even 2 years ago because of gaming. Right? Yeah. You know, even motion gaming, the mobile platforms, all the things you're talking about, what kids are doing. My wife is actually interested now. Sometimes she thinks it's a movie.
Yeah. So it's amazing. amazing because we've known you for so long talking about video games, and it seems like it keeps getting bigger.
Well, I had these crazy dreams that television around this stuff would be cool and be kind of interesting, but I didn't have any idea of how far this would all go or how ambitious people would be.
Huge.
You know, and the iPad and the iPhone have been such a disruptive force in our community. You know, there's so much development happening there, and it's forcing all of the rest of the video game developers to kind of think outside of the box.
Next year, you guys should have Tupac's hologram.
Seriously.
Throw it out.
Or at least present. Okay, let's go to Assassin's Creed Revelations. Tell us about this one.
This was the 4th in the Assassin's Creed series. It's not Assassin's Creed 4. They're actually doing Assassin's Creed 3 right now to be released later this year.
Right.
But this gives you some new details on Ezio Auditore, who's the Italian hero in this franchise. Fantastic stuff.
As you know.
As I know.
As you know.
I'm glad you guys took my notes before
Where's this one produced?
This is Ubisoft Montreal, and it's a beautiful game. You know, he goes to all new areas, and you have a little bit of a connection to the first Assassin's Creed in this game as well. And it's just robust. It's huge.
And it's a great time to talk about NHL 12 because we love our hockey, especially today when we're celebrating a win.
Thank God, huh?
I love this game.
That was close. Yeah, NHL 12.
That's all right. I don't mind close.
It's a reverse sweep, you guys.
It seems if you put it on simulation, it seems to think we're going to be fine.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's what EA predicted this year, right?
Yeah,
we're winning it this year.
Was their prediction again for the playoffs? Because they were almost bang on last year, weren't they?
I think they were, weren't they?
Very close.
Yeah.
It was scary.
Yeah.
They did predict.
I mean, this is a juggernaut game that sells incredibly well in Canada. It's, you know, it's just beautifully produced by hockey fanatics, you know, and there's no question it's going to be up for
what kind of,
CDA.
I mean, when a big title like this is going out, whether it's Assassin's Creed or NHL or Mass Effect or whatever it is, when these come out, what kind of effect do you guys see in the stores? Like,
well, there's the advanced hype and the buzz, the excitement around the game, what it's going to do, right? The press will look at that. The gamers themselves, they anticipate it. Then there's that side of it where, and I really mean this, you know, when Electric Playground gets involved, they will really deconstruct these games and they'll review that, and that really gives us an indication of, you know, how many do we need to have these available? You know, games that EP or Metacritic, some of these spots will rate higher than others, we know they're going to sell out. So sometimes we open the store at midnight, you know, if we have to. And so we really look to Victor and them and the press that looks at it to try to anticipate it.
Amazing.
Serving the community.
I mean, this is a cultural thing that we're talking about. And honestly, one of the things that I'm realizing is that this is the greatest cultural export that Canada has right now. More people are playing Canadian video games than seeing our movies or our TV shows or listening to our music. You know, and it's going all over the world, and these are very big titles.
Of our artistic temperament in this country that we've taken this thing that started and goes around the world, but we're doing it better than almost anybody.
Yeah, I mean, we have the technological temperament as well. We have a fascination with computers, and our education system kind of speaks to the skill set that these developers have.
Okay, here's the deal. In case you haven't heard, the Fan Expo is happening over the weekend. You can get tickets to find out more, and for more information on the Canadian Video Game Awards, and to get tickets, as we mentioned, you can go and see it all happen. You can go to CanadianVideoGameAwards.com.
Guys, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And congrats on putting it together, Victor.
Thank you. Oh, thank you very much. But Vancouver, please come. This is a big deal. This is the first year. Let's make this a success and keep it growing.
Yeah, man, let's kill it. We're going to take a break.